What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and if you're enjoying the content here on my channel, then make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit subscribe so you can help decide what direction the content on my channel goes in the foreseeable future. Okay, so when I crossed 900,000 subscribers, I said we were going to do a giveaway. So we're going to do a 900,000 sub giveaway. And I know I haven't done it yet, and the reason why is because I've been trying to find a way to do it in a way that's the fairest to people. What I thought about doing was setting up an email address and saying like the first 30 people who respond to that will get a trade. The problem is, what if you're one of those people who don't watch my video until like you get off work, or you're somebody who's busy all day, or you catch up on the weekends? It's not fair to those guys. So here's what we're going to do. There is an email address down in the description. All right, send an email. Only send me one. If I see you send me more than one email, I'm just going to ignore you. I'm not even going to take you into account. Send me one email, all right? Do not put anything in the description, all right? In the subject of that email, just type in the word giveaway and then tell me what trade you want. One trade from All New, All Different Marvel or DC Rebirth. I'm only going to do one trade. The reason why is because if I start doing like 2 or 3 trades per person over the course of the entire month of April, that's going to rack up really fast. What we're going to do is for the entire month, for the next 30 days, 31 days, whatever it is, I'm going to give away one trade each day. Now here's the kicker. I'm going to WrestleMania this weekend, so I won't actually buy them and send them out until I get back, which is like the 3rd or the 4th or something like that. But maybe it's the 5th or the 6th. I don't remember off the top of my head. But regardless, we're going to give away one trade each day over the course of the month, and I will select the winners when those things start to come out. You know, I'll let you guys know, or you'll get your thing, you know, you'll get your thing in the mail or whatever it is. But the idea here is I just want to do a giveaway in the most amicable way possible, in the fairest way possible. Anyway, getting into it, we are back into our whole thing on how to kill superheroes. The problem with this is that we are getting ridiculous. Every week in our How to Kill Superhero series, we've been tackling more and more powerful characters. We've tackled characters that are nearly impossible to kill. We've tackled characters that are immortal. In fact, we have tackled characters that are technically already dead. I don't know how we did Solomon Grundy. We did it by the skin of our teeth, but we really had to like dig down to make it happen. But today, I believe that we've finally taken the plunge over the edge of sanity and reason, and we're finally in the territory of completely insane. And the reason why I say that is today, we're not simply trying to kill a character with an extreme amount of durability, or a character who can regenerate, or even a character that can resurrect themselves. Nope. Today, we're going to try to see if we can kill the supreme deity of the Marvel Universe, the One Above All. Now, I have done a full explanation on the One Above All in the past, where I basically go through anything that you could ever want to know about the character. So if you want a more in-depth analysis about, you know, the One Above All, and you know, I'm not going to say the One Above All over the course of this whole thing, we're going to call him Jim. So if you want to know more about Jim, then go ahead and check out that video down in the description. But for everyone else, I'm going to briefly run through the character, who he is, and what we know about him. So as far as we know, Jim is responsible for the creation of the Marvel Multiverse, as well as all the life within, basically. I mean, he's more powerful than any of the cosmic entities in the Marvel Universe, including the Living Tribunal, the Beyonders, the Celestials, Death, and Eternity. Jim is, as far as we know, literally omnipotent. That means that his power level is without any limitations whatsoever. Jim is OP as hell. Pretty much, there's nothing that he cannot do. At least we think so, anyway. And the reason why I added this caveat is because there have been so few appearances of Jim all throughout the history of Marvel Comics that there are not a lot of feats that we can observe to back up the claim that he really is absolutely and completely omnipotent. But despite the fact that he only has a handful of appearances, there are a few things that we do know about the One Above All. We know that he is the only one in the multiverse who's superior in power to the Living Tribunal, a being that's responsible for maintaining balance regarding magical forces in the universe and passing judgment on those who threaten to upset that balance. Now, one thing that I want to lay out here, in Marvel Comics, when it comes to managing the multiverse, this is done in 2 ways. There's cosmic forces, magic, different things like that, super powerful beings, that's the Living Tribunal. And then there's really just like the evolution of universes, making sure that they all follow a normal line, meaning that mutants emerge around the same time, superpowered beings emerge around the same time, that the various versions of Stephen Strange develop their powers or become Sorcerer Supremes around the same time. That is carried out by a group called the Omniversal Development Corp. They serve no other purpose than making sure that universes evolve evolve the way that they're supposed to, that nothing hampers that evolution. If something does hamper the evolution and that evolution cannot, or I guess that hampering cannot be stopped, then the Omniversal Development Court will obliterate that universe. Such was the case in Earth 238 when Mad Jim Jaspers went crazy, developed an insane amount of abilities like reality warping with his mutant powers, created the Fury, which killed everybody that had superpowers, and then they tried to fix everything, and then the Jaspers warp happened. I've got a video on Mad Jim Jaspers. You guys can go check it out. But we know that according to a conversation that a Watch to the Watcher has with Susan Storm and Fantastic Four number 72, that Jim is the only being in the multiverse that's truly all-powerful. Furthermore, we also know that the cosmic entity known as Eternity tells Doctor Strange in his own solo series with issue number 13 that the One Above All is more powerful than himself, as well as his sister Death, and that he rules all realities. Now in Thor Annual number 14, Thor states that he's unable to conceive of the One Above All's power, calls him the creator of all universes, and states that Jim's power dwarfs that of Odin. Now another thing that I need to address before someone admits that I left this out is that some believe that the One Above All actually appeared in Fantastic Four number 511 under the writing of Mark Waid when Reed Richards, Susan Storm, and Johnny Storm all venture to heaven where they encounter the recently deceased Ben Grimm. Now, the four of them later meet a being that's referred to alternatively as God, the Maker, and the Almighty that takes on the form of legendary Marvel artist Jack Kirby. Now, Kirby states to the team that he has a collaborator, suggesting that the God of the Marvel Universe is actually made up of both Stan Lee and Jack Kirby as two sides of the same coin. Later, we see Kirby repair Reed's disfigured face, as well as restoring Ben Grimm to life. However, although the One Above All is commonly referred to as God of the Marvel Universe, it's not actually 100% certain that the version of God that we see embodied by Jack Kirby and the One Above All are the same entity. The reason I say this is actually found in Journey into Mystery number 627, written by Kieran Gillen and published in 2011, 7 years after Kirby's appearance in Fantastic Four. In this issue, Mephisto describes the Living Tribunal to a bartender who asks him if the Living Tribunal is God. Mephisto replies that he's not, and that if he does know God, he's not exactly chatty about it. Now this suggests that maybe the One Above All is distinct from God, since the Living Tribunal has spoken about the One Above All previously. So it appears that he is familiar with the One Above All and does not seem shy about stating who it is. So it's actually unclear whether or not God and the One Above All are synonymous, or if they are in fact two different entities. Now with all that being said, we move on to our usual questions. Can the One Above All be killed? And if so, how can it be done? Well, to answer those questions, let's look at the only time, at least the only time that I know of, that anyone has ever come close to rivaling the One Above All's power in the history of Marvel's publications. This occurred in a 2003 miniseries known as Marvel The End. During this event, Thanos absorbs the power of an object known as the Heart of the Universe, which is basically an ancient source of energy that was discovered out in space somewhere, harnessed by aliens, and then given to an Egyptian pharaoh, allowing him to go forward as a harbinger of these individual aliens, forcing peace on his section of the universe itself. Now, after taking on the power of the Heart of the Universe, Thanos becomes extremely powerful, and I mean ridiculously powerful. So powerful that the joint efforts of Galactus, the Celestials, Death, Infinity, Eternity, and the Living Tribunal were not nearly enough to come close to defeating him. Now, when you consider that the Living Tribunal is thought to be the strongest character in the Marvel multiverse with the exception of the One Above All, the fact that Thanos was able to take him down is pretty impressive. And so because of that, with Thanos absorbing the power of the Heart of the Universe, he was thought to be equal in power to the One Above All. With this in mind, it seems that it might be possible for a being that is more powerful than Thanos to absorb the Heart of the Universe and actually exceed the One Above All in power. And believe it or not, it's actually not hard to find a character that could be more powerful than Thanos even at his peak and would have the desire to kill the One Above All. One possibility would be the Beyonders, a race of people that we saw actually kill the Living Tribunal in an attempt to destroy the multiverse during the lead up to Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. Now, if the Beyonders are powerful enough to kill the Living Tribunal at their baseline level, should they be able to take the power of the Heart of the Universe, the possibility exists, however small it may be, that they could exceed the One Above All's power level and might even be able to kill him. However, this plan has a couple of problems. First, after Thanos defeats the team of cosmic entities in Marvel The End, he absorbs the multiverse and reforms it just as it was, but removes himself from existence. Before doing so, however, Thanos concludes that he was only able to do this because the One Above All orchestrated the entire scenario to fix the problem in the multiverse of superheroes dying and coming back to life. Now, even though Thanos became stupidly powerful, it was only because the One Above All allowed him to do so that he achieved this level of power. With that in mind, it's unlikely that the One Above All would allow the Beyonders to fuse with the heart of the universe, as he'd be able to use his omniscience to deduce their true motives. Secondly, Tom Brevoort, the executive editor and senior vice president of publishing at Marvel, has gone on record to explicitly state that Marvel The End is not part of the official Marvel continuity. So as far as we know, the heart of the universe doesn't even exist in the official Marvel universe. So it turns out that this avenue is not one that's likely to lead us to success. This ultimately brings us to the crux of the problem. I'm going to be real with you guys here. I'm going to be real. I know I'm going to get blasted in the comments for this. Well, hopefully not, but maybe I will. But we have to be honest. This may be one of the only times in the history of our videos on how to kill superheroes where we run into the problem of not being able to kill someone. Even though we know almost nothing about the One Above All, we do know that he's repeatedly referred to as the most powerful entity in Marvel Comics, and we have not seen anything in an in-continuity story that has ever been presented as a legitimate threat to the One Above All. So I think that we finally met our match. I mean, we've had a good run in recent weeks, cue the montage music from my editor. We've had a good run in recent weeks in killing some crazy powerful characters, Batman, Solomon Grundy, and other characters that I can't recall off the top of my head. But I think that this time we took on more than we can handle. In my opinion, as long as Marvel Comics exists, the One Above All will be pulling the strings. In that way, I guess you could say that the only way to really get rid of him would be to get rid of Marvel Comics completely, meaning you'd have to stop reading comics, stop watching the movies and TV shows, stop buying the merchandise, and let Marvel fade into obscurity. But since you've just spent the last 10 minutes or so watching a video on how to kill a wildly powerful being, I don't think there's any danger of that happening. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna bring this video to an end. If you are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. I mean, we all kind of agree that this is probably the most predictable outcome. We just can't kill the One Above All. We can't kill, it just doesn't seem possible. We just can't kill the One Above All. But we can kill characters like Superboy Prime. We can kill characters like Galactus. So if you guys are interested in seeing videos like that, then leave those characters down in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. Do not forget about that giveaway email down in the description, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.